Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Follow a Sketch Friday. So this is today's sketch. It is by Allison Davis for Scrapbook Generation. And when I first saw the sketch, I was like, ooh, washi tape. This is going to be perfect. But then I thought, you know what? I still have all of these pocket cards that I am trying to use up. So I'm trying to get all of these into this one container. And I've definitely made a dent. Like I can fit my whole fist in this one now. And if I combined all of these together, I would have a lot of more room in here too. But the goal is one container, so I've got a lot to work through. I figured I can do something cool with these, so let's see what I can do. Alright guys, so I went ahead and started out with a sheet of white cardstock, and I also got into my 5th and Monaco paper pad and found this polka dotted paper with the floral bits on the corners. Now I knew I wasn't going to use the floral bits on the corners. Those papers aren't really ones that I gravitate towards. So I trimmed off those parts and I'm left with this black and white polka dotted paper. Now this paper is a little bit too thin for my purposes, so I am grabbing another sheet of paper. This is from the Vicky Boutin Storyteller collection, and I had used the opposite side a couple of days ago on the layout, celebrating the fact that I was even carrying Vicky Boutin products in my shop, and I'd used the other side. I'd used the feathers. So this time I'm using the black and white kind of mosaic styled side. I'm going to place that down on that white cardstock, and then I'm going to layer this white and black polka dotted paper on either side. Now this allows me to stretch that black and white polka dotted paper that I wouldn't have been able to before with those tropical flowers on it. Not that I have anything against the tropical flowers, but not really the feel that I was going for this layout. Now I did toy with the idea of making this completely black and white and just having the color poke through with my photographs, but instead I decided to get a bunch of colorful pieces. So I have this Once Upon a Time sparkly card, and I knew I wanted to use that as one of the photos in the sketch. And now I'm just going to flip through all of my cards and find a good mix of colors to chop up into these little banner pieces. Now I don't bother putting the banner pieces on these bits of cards. I just didn't want to, and that's the plain old truth of it. It was going to take me too long to do it, and it wasn't worth it to me. Sometimes I want all the bannery things, and sometimes I am just like, for the love of all that is holy, I am sick and tired of bannery things, and this is one of those moments. So I do have the cards pulled out. I'm going to use my little trimmer to square up the rounded edge ones. Now for this Once Upon a Time card, the only thing I'm doing is trimming it down so that I can layer it up over top of this multicolored heart one. And basically that is going to be the smallest photo in the sketch because I only have 2 photos for this layout. And the 2 photos don't exactly go together. One is the painted wall outside of the Phoenix Convention Center, and one is a photo of Rina K and myself. She had debuted her electropop line, and let me just tell you, it's a lot of fun. I do have the inks and a lot of the flock and enamel type stuff that goes with it. It's good stuff. I probably should do a layout on video so you guys can check it out. Now, I did not make you watch me chop up all of the little pieces because that is boring. Let's just say it. It is boring. So now I am just randomly grabbing the strips and kind of alternating them down the black and white patterned paper. Now I am not upset whatsoever that a lot of this beautiful mosaic is being covered up. You can see it peeking out on each of the edges, and you can see it in between each of the strips. So I am happy with it. I am truly making this random. I'm not worrying about a pattern. I just want a big splash of color on this layout. So I am just going to go through and pick them up one by one and then celebrate the fact that I am using how many cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 10, at least 10 3x4s and 2 4x6 cards on this layout. So that makes me ridiculously happy because that is a lot more of those cards that are getting used up. And this is something that, you know, if you don't have pocket cards, you can do this with washi tape, which was my original idea. Or you could do it with branding strips if you're the type of person that keeps your branding strips, or just scraps. So lots of things that you could do to make this sketch happen in your life. I'm just excited I'm using up the pocket cards. So now I'm going to put these photos together to figure out exactly how I want them to be. And I'm going to make sure that the photo with the people in it is front and center, and the super fun colorful wall is going to be in the background. So I don't care really if a lot of that colorful wall photo gets covered up, because I do have multiple other layouts that have the colorful wall in them. So now I just trim down my photo to 3.5 by 5 and 5.5, I think, 3.5 by 5.5. And then I'm just going to mat it with this yellowy wood grain 4x6 card. I'm going to flip through. I wanted something to go with that gold sparkly bit, so I found this 4x6 card that had a solid patch of gold to it along with the grid. I trimmed down the photo to 3.5 by 5.5. That way I can have a decent amount of the gold poking through each of the edges, and then I just figure out how I want these guys to layer up together. Once I figure that out, I'm going to flip it over. I am going to use my washi tape to go ahead and cover up these photos. Now I know that Moira was talking about washi tape earlier today on her Fun Friday Finds video. So yes, I am actually doing this video today when it goes up today. So yeah, did not plan that out very well. Actually, I woke up with a killer headache this morning, had planned on getting up early and scrapbooking the day away. That did not happen. I ended up waking up, laying in bed for a while, getting up, coming downstairs, and taking a nap. So, you know, it was a real strenuous workout, showering and walking down the stairs so much that I had to nap today. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, even if your plans are scrapbooking the day away. Now I am going to put on these strips, just like in the sketch. I pick out 3-word strips. One says woohoo, one says pleased as punch, and one says the dream is real. And I like how that looks. Now I'm not going to add on as much of embellishment as actually is in the sketch, which is kind of weird for me because I am a more is more kind of girl, and Lana did point that out to me, that more was more when I finished with this layout. I think she was expecting more to get on there as well, but you know what? It didn't happen. I figure all of the colorful strips, there's a lot for your eye to look at, and I figured if I kept on adding more, you were going to be like, whoa, like color puke. Nobody really wants color puke. So I am going to make my title over here. I decided to go ahead and use my circle punch to cut out that word hi, and then also cut out some more of that 3x4 card with the colorful stripes on it. I'm going to layer those on top of each other, and then my title is going to be Hi, Rina K. Or, you know what, if you wanted to think the title was Once Upon a Time, you could think that too. But in my mind, the title is Hi, Rina K. So I do dig out my little tiny thicker letters. I always call them the Paige Evans stickers because they were the ones that debuted in whatever scrapbook collection she had debuted them in. And I was pleased as punch, because, you know, pleased as punch is on the layout. Sometimes I just, you know, astound myself. Okay, I found an A. I didn't even realize I still had the letter A for these bad boys, but I did. Unfortunately, I didn't have an I, so I took a 1 and cut off the little nubby on the 1, so now it is an I. And then I'm going to pull out this big old green K, and of course I'm going to add some Nouveau Deluxe because It is a chipboard thicker, and you and I both know that sucker is not going to stay stuck down to the layout otherwise. So I go ahead and I get that down there, and then I'm like, it does need just a tad bit more, just a little bit. So I was thinking that I was going to add black enamel dots, but you know, I've kind of used them all up. So, you know, the ones that I've had for a little while now, they are all used up. I'm super sad about it. But I am kind of on a spending freeze for the Rediscover Your Stash challenge this month, and I don't really want to use my cheat day on black enamel dots because that's kind of boring. So I do grab these glitter dots that I have from Close to My Heart, and I'm just going to spread them around the page. Then I pull out this smile sticker, and I thought that it was going to go on, but I don't like it anywhere, so I decide to stick it to my tripod, which means it's going to be staring me at the face until I figure out where to stick it. So there it is, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for tuning in to Follow a Sketch Friday, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.